Welcome back. Suspected fraudster Fred Ajudua was today rearraigned at the Lagos High Court sitting in Ikeja with one Charles Orie for defrauding Remy Sina and Pierre Vijgen, two European businessmen, of $1.69 million, about 287 million naira. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, is accusing both men and three others still at large of committing the crime between 1999 and 2000. At their arraignment today, the two accused persons pleaded not guilty to the charges. Their lawyers made a case for them to continue to enjoy the bail already granted them by other judges of the court. But Presiding Justice Kudirat Jose refused to give effect to the existing bail. She instead directed Charles Orie to file his bail application, while Ajudua's lawyer is to serve his application to the prosecution, who also has the responsibility to file his response before the next adjourned date. The bail hearing has been fixed for February the 20th, while trial proper is fixed for April the 28th and 29th, 2014. Well, the Nigerian Bar Association has absolved itself of blame over the stalled reinstatement of the retired president of the Court of Appeal, Justice Ayo Salami. The president of the NBA, Okewale, told Channels Television in Ilorin that there were many court cases pending during the period of Justice Salami's reinstatement controversy. In another development, Mr. Wali blamed the police for the several cases of inmates awaiting trial in Nigerian prisons. Two communities in Orumba South and Idemili North local government areas, respectively, in Anambra State, have been ravaged by erosion for years. The monster tears through the earth, claiming farmlands and homesteads, leaving the people with no choice but to cry out for help. Our community report tonight examines the extent of erosion in these communities.
Tisala, now you're talking.
It's a tale of two communities, Nanka and Enekwasumpu, divided by distance but united by erosion. This well-tarred road welcomes one to Nanka, a community in Orumba South local government area of Anambra State. But erosion lurks behind this cheery greeting. The menace has caused the indigents untold pain. Several have lost their homes. This man pours his heart out.
Many of the land that was carried away is my forefathers' land, and brothers and sisters. A lot of people has been chased away from this place. Before this election came, this land is up to, let me just say, 100 meters away from houses where we used to cultivate. We are now living with fear.
Mr. Nwankwo recalls that intervention came from the federal government in 2012 when a construction company arrived and worked for 2 weeks. But the stumbling block was the drainage channel in Oko, put in place by another construction company in 1982 during the Shagari Ekweme administration, which emptied entire floodwaters from Oko into Nanka and caused severe landslides. The company demanded a review of the contract since Nanka erosion could not be checked without addressing the Oko erosion. This was not in the original contract, and so the Nanka Oko erosion project was birthed, but the people had their fears.
Even the Igbo of Oko, Professor Laz Ekweme, whose his maternal home is very close to the gully now, he has done a lot of representation to the government. We are even afraid of abandonment.
Lush green vegetation sprouts from the depths of the gully, and as old erosion sites enlarge and deepen, new ones break open. The drains and road were of some help, reconnecting Amako village to the settlement, where these senior citizens, Hyacinth Obi and Constance Ilu, also asked for intervention.
Not today we begin. So since all the time, we don't know what to do, except government to give help.
It has swept everything away. We don't even have farmlands anymore.
The community adopted some makeshift strategies with the construction of artificial water collectors christened Umi at roadsides and the entrance of every home. At first sight of Enekwasumpu, an old urban layout in Obosi, Idemili local government area, one would think they have no challenges. But behind these magnificent edifices lies a devastation of staggering proportions. According to the residents, houses have caved in and the mayhem is expanding. Indigents complained that the flood was channeled from Nkwo into the layout by a construction company in the early 1980s.
Increasing by the day with every rainy season. It was mainly caused by the that road, construction of the road along the expressway.
The Anambra State Commissioner for Environment agrees that the floodwaters were improperly channeled into Enekwasumpu and prefers a solution.
If you go to that, I can't remember the names they mentioned, yes, you will see an artificial lake caused by this type of distance. So that place requires a total urban planning. To be able to channel this something away from the, because there's no way you channel this. If you see you are doing one particular direction there, you end up channeling the something to another person's house.
He also agrees that proactive measures need to be taken, but the situation is beyond the Anambra State government.
Local is more devastating now than that Nanka end of the something. But just in recent time, just like last Saturday, we were on inspection there. I was there with the deputy governor and some other commissioners. And the essence of the something is to see what we can do. That the erosion site there is beyond what the state can handle.
For the people of Nanka and Enekwasumpu, immediate intervention is needed because this fact remains: the erosion ravages on.
Etisalat, now you're talking.
We're moving on to business news now, and Joke Rogers is with us.
First Bank, truly the first.
Thank you, Bimbo. Welcome to Business News. The Nigeria Export Processing Zone Authority, NEPZA, will soon be totally transformed as the federal government moves closer to fulfilling its desire of an industrial revolution. Well, part of the plans, as revealed by the Minister of Trade and Investment, Mr. Olusegun Aganga, is to reform NEPZA totally. Mr. Aganga told Channels Television that this will enable the agency approve free trade zones in the country. The federal government also plans to raise 90 billion naira from bonds at its second monthly debt auction for the year on February the 12th. According to the Debt Management Office, the bonds will be raised on February the 12th, will have maturities of 3 years and 20 years. The debt office intends to issue 45 billion naira each of the 3 and 20-year bonds maturing in August 2016 and July 2030 using the Dutch auction system. And the naira weakened to its lowest in 5 months at the interbank owing to high dollar demand from foreign investors repatriating proceeds of their bond sales. Nigeria's local currency eased by as much as 0.36% to 163 naira 35 kobo to the dollar against Tuesday's close of 162 naira 75 kobo. This level was last seen on September the 10th last year when it traded at 164 naira 30 kobo to the dollar. Well, stockbrokers at the Nigerian stock market attributed losses recorded at the local equities market today to the recent bearish trend in the emerging markets across the globe, but recommend that local investors take advantage of the opportunities in the equities market for growth sustainability.
The downturn, slight downturn, I will say, could be attributed to the twin factor of one, the CRR issue, and then two, the problem in the emerging capital market. We know that Nigerian capital markets is like 60 to 70% controlled by foreign investors. So the shaking of the market over there will translate to some problem here. So that's what's caused the problem. If we look at Guinness in certain cases, we can relate it to what happens in the global market. But until Nigeria is able to achieve about 60% local investment in the market will be still be subject to vagaries in the world market.
That's it on business news. On the news at 10, Bimbo returns in a moment with the rest of the news.
First Bank, truly the first.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Ethiopia FA sacks national team coach